Greetings, viewers, and welcome back to Just Short of Fantastic. We are in the heart of spooky season. It's the end of October, and I have a book review for you. We are reviewing Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. This is the latest of Tingle's non-erotic novels. He's had two previously, Camp Damascus, which I've read, and Straight, which I have not read. In Bury Your Gaze, Tingle takes a hard look at issues of LGBTQIA identity and representation in Hollywood through the inescapable lens of queer horror. So I heard about this new novel shortly after I finished reading Tingle's first non-erotic queer horror novel, Camp Damascus, and I was delighted to find that this Bury Your Gaze novel was already on pre-order at my library, and there were already people putting it on hold. So I threw my name onto that list, and then I kind of went about my life and forgot about it until one day the library started calling me, and I was like, why is the library calling me? And they're like, one or more items is on hold for you. And I'm like, I don't have anything on hold. What? So I logged into my library portal, and lo and behold, this book had released, and now it was my turn. And I was just like, yay. So I went down and I got it immediately and started reading it. And so I thought Camp Damascus was fine, if I'm being honest. I thought it was a bit rocky, and the protagonist didn't really hit it off with me. But like, this book is chef's kiss. As a writer, I am really intrigued with the intersection of queer representation and television shows and movies in Hollywood specifically. I absolutely gobbled it up. I found it funny and thrilling and inspiring, and I could not put it down. Our protagonist, Misha, is a relatively successful Hollywood writer who found early success with queer-coded horror movies, but has since become a well-known writer for his hit streaming TV show, Travelers. Misha is gay, but has not come out publicly. So when the executives at his studio make a demand for the season 3 finale of Travelers that he can either have his leads come out as straight and let them live into season 4, or he can let them come out as gay, which is what he's intending to reveal, have them come out as gay, but then kill them off. When he refuses to bury his gaze, suddenly monsters from his earlier horror movies begin to stalk him and his loved ones. Misha has 5 days to figure out how to survive in a world that wants to see him, and everyone like him, dead. Standout character for me, hands down, was Tara, Misha's aromantic and asexual best friend, who is also in the studio's tech security department. She's stylish, she's smart, she's funny, and she has Misha's back 100% when he decides to ignore the studio's mandate and when his monsters start showing up. She is just a phenomenal character for aro-ace representation. This novel has a table of contents, and then it dives right in. Chapters are titled and not numbered, and the narrative unfolds in a mostly linear way. There are some chapters that are titled Inspiration, and then they have a year, and those are flashbacks to Misha's youth, providing glimpses into some of the traumatic events and people which later informed his writing. The story is told in the first person from Misha's perspective, and the tone and the prose are both very strong, pulling the reader into his horrific experiences. Dialogue is quick and snappy, and it is used very well to establish and develop the characters, their relationships with each other, and to move the plot along. The pacing of this thriller is perfect, there are no lulls, and it has a constant building of tension all the way to the last page. This book was published this year, 2024, and as such, it is very modern, very now, and it is a striking look at LGBTQIA representation and the landscape of that in Hollywood and streaming services, and it also looks at technology and the trends of Hollywood movies and streaming services, and as such, it's just a fascinating read, and it's very thought-provoking. It points out the flaws in corporate pride And it also takes a good look at Aro Ace people, which is a group that are continually overlooked in media representation. And I also really appreciated Misha's bisexual boyfriend, Zeke, who is a lovely and wonderful and much needed representation of male bisexuality. And I'm not gonna lie, and this is a bit of a spoiler, when we first meet the boyfriend, I was like, oh fuck. In horror, it's always like someone you know, right? Like someone close to you. And I was just like, this guy's too good to be true. He's too good to be true. He's the villain. But mild spoiler alert, he's not. Zeke is top shelf. Top shelf male bisexual representation. We love it. We love it. Chef's kiss. So very contemporary, and it'll be really interesting to come back to this one in say 5 or 10 years and to see if and or how things have changed for LGBTQIA representation and Hollywood movies and streaming services. It'll be very interesting indeed. Chuck Tingle's Bury Your Gaze is recommended for feminist, queer horror fans, lovers of thriller-based cultural criticism, and absolutely recommended for your queer book club. Please do find this one in your library. Go pick up a copy. I am intending to buy a copy for myself because I just loved it so much. And like I said, I do want to reread it in 5 to 10 years to see if and how anything has changed. So pick this one up any way that you can. Support our good friend Chuck. Do not bury your gaze. Until next time, stay just sort of fantastic.